challenge ahead of us this week. Really having a few days to dive into Florida State. They're still Florida State. I know their record is 4-3 right now, but they kind of got off to a slow start. New coach, new systems, new everything, and I think it took them a couple games to kind of figure out a little bit maybe who they are and get in stride a little bit, but really should probably have won the last 4 in a row. But they're 3-1 in their last 4 games, and really starting to play some good football. Offensively, Francois he's a very good player. They've got great skill outside. 2 great running backs in Akers and Patrick. Patrick's like 235, but really good players. Francois is a good thrower. He's mobile. They, I think, have figured some things out up front in the offensive line as far as getting guys in the right place. I think that was an area for them early that they were trying to figure out. And really good tight end. They got a freshman receiver that I think is going to be a really special player, Terry. 6'4" guy, looks a lot like Justin Ross. So just, they're typical Florida State. Definitely the best ends we've seen. This defensive line they got really, really good. 99 leads the nation in sacks. He's long, fast, twitchy. They've got really good depth at defensive end and defensive tackle, and they play them. Big, thick, physical, strong guys inside, fast and athletic at linebacker, and really good in secondary. Very skilled, very talented. They're one of the best in the country against the run. I think they're like 6th maybe in the country versus the rush. So again, their record is not same old Florida State right now, but their talent is. And I know this is my 10th year as the head coach, and I think I'm 1-9 against them in recruiting rankings. So I think the only time we've ever so-called recruited them is last year, and so that's it. They got a bunch of cats. They got a bunch of good football players on that roster, and again, really starting to hit their stride. Left-footed punter, who's a good player. Dangerous returners. That little number 29 who plays the slot for them is also their punt returner, and I mean he takes a lot of chances. He's one of the best out there. Really good player. So it's a dangerous football team that I think is kind of figuring out their identity and kind of buying into what Willie's trying to get them to do. And so we're going to have a huge challenge for sure. There's no doubt. But for us, it's kind of same old every week. Biggest game of the year. This is another game for us within our division that gives us a huge opportunity to try to stay in control of the division. That's really what it comes down to, and not put yourself at the mercy of something else happening. And so that's the focus of our team, is just having another great week of preparation, trying to build on the momentum that we've created. I think we've got a lot of confidence right now, but we've got a lot of improving to do. There's so much that we can continue to do better, but I like the progress that I've seen. I like where we are. I think we're a team kind of like Florida State that's kind of figuring some things out as far as who we are and who can do what as we move through the first half of the season too. So excited about it. It's always a great place to go play a ball game, and it's a place we haven't had a ton of success at. So again, got a lot of respect for their program, the place we're going to be playing, and certainly their players. Very, very talented across the board.
Coach, Willie Taggart came to visit here, watch practice. I think it was the spring before last. What was it like getting to know him a little bit?
It was good. That's the first time I'd met him. I did not know him at all, really. I mean, I knew who he was, but I had never been around him or met him. Certainly had a good reputation. Done a great job at Western Kentucky, and then on down there to South Florida. And if you look at what he did at those programs, I mean, he kind of built them and got them going. I don't know that he had great starts at either place, but he built them and got it going, which is probably why he got the Oregon job. So it was right before his first season out there when he came through here, and then obviously I've had a chance to be around him a couple more times through our ACC meetings, but I think he'll do a great job. I think he's a good fit and good man.
Do you see any influence from those conversations when you turn on the tape and things you guys maybe talked about that he's incorporated into his scheme offensively, defensively?
Not really schematically. I think that they're very committed to who they are. I don't think that. I think his visit here was just a little bit more kind of program type stuff. I think schematically they're very convicted in what they do, and we're very different. I mean, very, very different in what we do. Offense. There's a few things that are similar, but different, more than similar.
Can you kind of, with Willie changing out, bringing in a whole new offensive philosophy, and that change happening with the dynamic of the previous team being recruited for Jimbo's style of offense, can you elaborate on how hard that is to come in year one and make that happen?
I think it's hard, and I think that that's probably speaks to what happened in their first few games. Just trying to, kind of everybody trying to figure it out. It's one thing to go out there and have spring practice. It's another thing to go play. I mean, because they want to be tempo, kind of like Syracuse. I mean, really fast tempo, a lot of snaps, million screens, zone read, a little bit of counter, some jet sweep stuff, multiple formations, a lot of bunch sets, and really, really wide splits. So they and then play fast and try to create space and one-on-ones. But I think, and obviously that's very different from who they were. So I just think it's, taking them a little time to kind of hit their stride. And, the Virginia Tech game kind of got away from them early. Sanford came in there with a hot quarterback and a heck of a plan. I don't know what Sanford's record is, but I'll tell you what, I was impressed watching that bunch. That quarterback that they got at Sanford is a baller. He's a good player, but they kind of hit some big plays on them, but Florida State ends up winning the game. They just kind of found their stride. Syracuse just got to their quarterback, and that was the biggest issue in that game. But I think the same thing, just those first few games, I think coaches and probably the players, everybody kind of figuring out, who can do what and exactly what their identity was going to be. But they really settled in. And again, we're right there in position to win the Miami game. Led most of the game. So just a team that's 3-1 in their last 4, and that's really all that matters is this game. Records don't matter. If records matter, then Purdue doesn't beat 7-0 Ohio State, right? Records don't matter. You got to play the game. I mean, heck, we lost to Syracuse last year, and they won 3 games, and we were undefeated. So that stuff, that doesn't have anything to do with the game that you're getting ready to play. That's why you have to prepare and respect every opponent and understand it. I mean, again, as I just said, if you don't think they got talent, then you're not paying attention. That's a bad assumption. So if the recruiting rankings mean anything, we're 1-9 against them in my 10 years. So they got plenty of talent.